Can you see me?
Nope.
Can you see me now?
Oh, you look like Jim Halpert from The Office, dude. I like it. It's a good look.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, when he wears his hair down, dude. I've never seen you with, dude. I've never seen you with your hair down in like a long time.
Growing it out a little bit. We'll see.
Wow.
Well,
New you,
how are
huh?
you doing? How are you doing, man?
Oh,
Huh?
exquisite.
Well, did you hear the news of the night?
I did.
Are you as pissed as I am?
Well, when I said exquisite, I didn't mean I meant that sarcastically because also before we did not only because of that, but also because I'm moving my things back into the room and also moving she who shall not be named stuff. It's just
You're
God.
moving your stuff back into the room?
Yeah, because all my stuff was in a spare room or I sold it or I put it
Like
in.
what? Your Xbox? Are you putting that in there?
Oh, my Xbox is sitting right here on my desk. This is the office. This always will be the office.
Oh.
But I'm
Rachel's fully
saying,
moved in, right?
yeah, she's downstairs making jello shots right now for Jack's B-Day tomorrow.
Well, thanks for the invite out. Trish could have got on a plane tomorrow, but now I had to make other plans.
Well, it was supposed to
So,
be. It wasn't supposed to be tomorrow. It was literally made tomorrow yesterday. So
his birthday isn't tomorrow?
no, his birthday's actually on Monday, but we're not gonna do shit on Monday.
And a Monday.
But yeah, it's not been a good night for me, Trist. Didn't need bad news. Didn't need extra negativity coming my way. And here we are. Here we are.
We're here, live and in session.
And I'm guessing you didn't send a. You didn't think it was worth sending Jess a text.
No.
Nah, no, no.
Not especially after the Conor news. It wasn't
Yeah.
gonna happen. Jesse's pissed.
It.
I wish we could get some clarity. So should we
I
just start
know.
with
I know.
that? The elephant in the room.
Is. I mean, okay.
Can we get some?
Here's the thing. I don't know, man. I wouldn't say it's over, but
I think it's over.
I think it is.
I think it's over.
I think that's that. That's it.
He has one win in 7.5 years. I think it's over.
Yeah. And he's fought what? Like he's fought 3 times,
More than
or
that.
would have been 3 in the past.
He
So
has
his
one win in the last 7.5
comeback,
years. Floyd, Khabib, Conor. I mean Cowboy. The 2 Dustin fights.
There's 2
So
Dustin.
fought
Yeah.
5 times. Has one win in 7.5 years.
Well, the Floyd one was just. I don't know if we can count that as really. That was just
Oh,
entertainment.
little Espinoza.
You little fucking weasel.
We just have to accept that era is never coming back.
Yeah, it's
I
gone.
think.
And here's the thing,
I mean, it is history.
I thought it was being revived, especially. And here's the thing: approaching that press conference in Dublin, I'm like, this is feeling like a really old Conor. Like, I think this is going to be great. And you know what? Our dreams have been shattered. And I think it's it for him. I think it's it. Now, here's the thing.
They're saying they're going to target the fall to fight.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Can we get some clarity though about the sequence of events?
I know.
With the press
millions
conference.
and millions of dollars being poured into this event, and they're not going to fucking.
Then they came back and said the fight's all, and they started re-promoting it.
Yeah, I started getting like
Conor's posting the picture in the doctor's office.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell was that, man?
Bro, and then after the initial rumors, they take down all these ads, they take down all the promotions, they take down this and that.
Take the fights off YouTube.
Yeah,
they take the fights off YouTube.
Yeah, remember I said that last week, and you made fun of me for it. So let's not forget.
No.
Yes,
no, you didn't
last week I said they took the old Conor fights down and made him private. And you're like, oh, you're misinformed. You're misinformed. You're like, You're like, I got guys. No, shut up. You're like, I got guys, boots on the ground, all the knowledge. Meanwhile, it's Ariel Helwani tweets that everyone has access to. Just shut the fuck up.
He was the one that broke this.
I know.
Night. He was the one that broke this stuff
it's
tonight.
insane. Don't act like you have insider information,
I have boots
bro.
on the ground.
I know you're not boots on the ground, bro. The only thing boots on the ground about you is you're the first one on your phone before me because I'm always doing shit.
Oh yeah, big tough guy.
Oh, now I'm definitely always doing something.
On my phone.
Well, now I really am because I'm trying to distract myself.
Talking to hens.
No, I don't have the energy for that. I don't have the energy yet. It'll come. It'll
you,
come.
you got to muster up the spirit to go hen hunting. Come on.
Oh, absolutely. I still got it in me. But you gotta let the dust settle first. I gotta let my energy come back and let reality click in first.
Oh man.
And
Anyway,
hunting.
but back to Connor. Back to Connor.
Oh fuck. That's hilarious. Fuck.
I just love Jesse's response though when
I
you
didn't
said
even
that the
read
other
it. I
day.
didn't read the group. I
And
just I
Jesse's like, ha ha ha, I don't blame you one bit. I'd be doing the same thing or something like that. So great. But back to Connor. Can we find out what the injury
I
is
know. I want to
and
know
how
exactly what
serious
the
it
fuck
is?
it is.
Because I'm thinking it's minor because that they fact that they still thought the fight was gonna happen. And and Trish called this to a T. I said, guarantee it happened the day before the press conference, and that's why they canceled it so late after. I guarantee it happened like right before the press conference. Sure enough, Ariel said that in his that it happened a day before the press conference. Um, but
Well,
it's just go ahead.
the part that pisses me off is the fact that all of those things are taken down. Everything's pointing towards, wow, this is fucked. And then briefly, I'm saying briefly, as in the last couple days, then I'm getting ads like on Instagram, clicking
It
through
all comes
stories.
back.
It all comes back. They're spamming ads. They're just
The
adding the
UFC
fuck out
starts
of it. Yeah,
posting the promo again. The
yeah.
UFC
And
starts
I'm like, and then
posting
at
the
this point, I'm like,
promo.
what the fuck is going on? And then they rip it out again. It's just, oh my god,
I don't
bro.
understand it, but they need to answer for it. And Dana's little "What's up,
Yeah,
guys?" videos
yeah.
isn't going to be enough.
What's up? You got UFC 303.
But I
I
mean,
mean,
they did
meanwhile,
all they could.
tomorrow Dana White's gonna be posting cheat day desserts.
He's going to be putting power slaps. Oh no,
Yeah,
no, tomorrow's fucking Friday, right?
yeah,
Um,
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Tomorrow he's gonna be putting up desserts and fucking.
yeah. Um,
Oh my
but it's
fuck,
just
man! It's out of control.
I wish we could get some clarity from Connor, from Dana. Like, does Connor not owe it to his fans? Like, bro,
Yeah,
you've got
that's
millions of people waiting on hand and foot
hundreds of
for,
millions,
and you post
probably.
a video in the doc's office.
Yeah, like this
Like
is
it's some
you know
big
what this
joke.
is? You know what this is? This is the equivalent of an artist going to Madison Square Garden and canceling it, and no one knows why.
And the fans are sitting in the
And the
arena,
fan, and the fan,
wondering
yeah,
where the hell
and
you
the
are.
fans are sitting in there shouting, and you didn't say
Right.
anything. But here's the thing: you didn't even announce to them, so they had to leave after
No.
hours of sitting there before they realized the concert's not gonna happen. That's exactly what this is. It's insane. It's nuts.
I, dude, I want to
You
punch
know
him
what
in
it
the
is? The guy doesn't have to. He can do whatever the fuck he wants, and that's part of what the fucking
I
problem
don't
is.
think.
That's part of what
I
the
don't think
problem is.
that's. I don't think that's what happened here. I think it's. I think he just. Yeah, he got hurt, but it's.
I
It's.
think that he
I'm more
knows the
frustrated at just a
restlessness.
lack of. Yeah, communication. I mean, props to Dana. I'm annoyed at Dana. I'll punch him in his head if I see him. But he did all he could, replacing it with a Pereira fight. I mean, Pereira is one of the biggest draws right now in doing what he's
Absolutely,
doing.
that was a good
So
move.
putting him and Yuri on the card,
Yeah.
I mean, that saved it. I mean, that saved it from total
I
catastrophe.
mean, what I feel bad for, and we talked about this last week, are all of those people who have non-refundable flights and hotels
Flights, hotels, the tickets they can get refunded.
that were
Tickets,
going for the main event, which was Conor and Michael Chandler. That's
yes,
which
yes,
was what they were most excited about. And not that they're not gonna have a good time now, but like imagine you're going to like a playoff game in baseball, and then all of a sudden it's like actually it's two different teams playing tonight. You're like, okay,
right.
well I guess it'll still be fun, but what the fuck? That's what I feel bad for.
Yep.
That's what I feel bad for. That's
Yeah, the
fucked.
flights and the hotels is the big thing. They if they want, I'm pretty sure the state of Nevada like they have rules that you can get refunded if a big main
I
event
hope so, but
drops.
I'm assuming you have to hop through some
But the
red tape.
but the hotel and flight, room and board.
Well,
Yeah,
regardless of what
I
happens,
don't think that's
especially in those places, the very nice and high end places, even if they give you some of your money back, you're paying a hefty fee for taking away business for reserving that room for you. So either way, you're fucked.
especially that it's
Even if
but
they
that's what's
refund
annoying
it,
is
yeah,
that's what's annoying is it's like, okay, Dana, did you know this 5 days ago? And we could have started kind of
yeah.
going loss mitigation here, or it feels like you've just been stringing us along for
Or
days.
like how many people were the mega fans that were really pulling out all the stops and maybe like, hey, we're going all out for this trip because this might be Conor's last fight. Who knows? So they go all out with the 5-star
From
hotel
Ireland,
first.
flying from
Yeah,
Ireland.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and they're buying first class tickets and they're like, we got to go big for this one. And now they're like, we just did all that to watch one we could just watch at home.
Yeah,
And that's brutal. That's real brutal. And I'm
but
sure that ticket from Ireland was pretty hefty.
Conor needs to tweet, bro. Wake up.
Yep.
Is he not?
He's growling on his fucking voice messages. Yeah, it's pretty
It's
unbelievable. I
just
mean, I understand that shit happens, and I understand that unplanned things happen, but there's no way it should have unfolded the way it unfolded here. There's no way, and especially you're a company that's worth billions, and this is how you roll it out. This is more poorly planned than a 19-year-old's bachelor party.
I don't.
It's insane.
Hamzat Chimaev, we lost that one too. Just what
Yeah,
a shit day for the UFC.
yeah. It's
Just
just
take a back seat for a little bit, will you? Because we're just.
yeah.
I mean,
It's
June
disappointment
was
after
shaping up.
disappointment.
June was shaping up to be like the best combat
Ever,
sports month
ever,
ever.
ever.
And Diaz Nate got postponed, which I mean, who knows what'll happen in that fight
Well, and
anyway.
it's
They
just a
could both sit
travesty.
down in the middle of the cage.
It's a travesty. They teased us, we got hard, and they didn't even fuck us. And it's actually really frustrating because I think since it was even rumored about 303, since it even was talks of it, I think I was ecstatic. And I've just been on this riding that high for so long just to get here and be told no or maybe no. Oh yes, yeah, we're back. Oh no. And it's just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Well, and the problem is, so like I'm gonna be in Medford, but that
That weekend?
I booked that trip before it got
Oh.
finalized to because I was like my parents are going, I'm gonna tag along, but it was almost a guarantee that that's when UFC or that's when Conor was gonna fight. It was on that card on that Saturday night. So I'm like, once that became a reality, I was like, oh, no brainer. I'm going on this trip with him. Watch with the guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so it was like a big deciding factor whether or not I was going to go with this trip, even though it was booked before, but it was like still heavily rumored, like, oh, Conor might be coming back on June 29th. And so, oh, dude, I just want to.
Oh, this is a little off topic, kind of, but
What?
wanted to throw this out to you. Would you be open to accompanying me on a sabbatical?
What are you talking about?
A trip.
Sabbatical?
Okay, that was a little a little much on the words. I was just trying to be dramatic.
Where?
I don't know.
Business?
Well, business and pleasure, Trist.
What does that mean?
I don't know. We should get together.
Where you want to go?
I don't know. The world's our oyster, Trist. Just figured maybe we should
mean,
maybe
yeah.
I should throw that into the ether and see let you chew on it a little bit and see what comes out the other end.
Yeah, I'm down. Always.
Okay.
Where are you thinking? Are you thinking Vegas?
Oh fuck, man. Well, considering my rent is gonna go up a little bit, I don't know if Vegas is the right call for me.
You might just have to start bunking with a guy. See if you can get a roommate. Share a bedroom. You got the couch downstairs you can sleep on.
Okay, I'm not that down bad. I'm just gonna be spending a lot more money.
You're down bad crying in the gym, man.
Oh, I don't do that. I don't do that. I take it to the chin. We keep moving, Triz. But anyways, yeah, that's what a disappointing evening, you know. And I really needed some good some good news tonight. Fuck.
I try to explain to people don't understand what that 2015, 2016 era of the UFC brought with Conor on his ride.
They don't.
They don't
understand why people are freaking out.
comprehend If you didn't witness it, I'm sorry, I can't even explain it to you. You
You
can't.
can't. You can't.
The only possible comparison was like what Tiger Woods did to the golf game. When
It,
he was on his
but you
tear.
could argue it was bigger than that, though. It was bigger.
It was in a way because less people were watching fighting.
That's
Even
what
it
I'm
was like it
saying.
was
Yeah.
such a
It
the fact that
single-handedly
he
put
just
it at the top. It single-handedly put it at the top.
oh dude,
Not to
I
mention
just
that this guy, what was surrounding him and what he did. I'm not talking just for the sport, obviously insane, but just the rise of like, and for the longest time, with the exception of the Mayweathers and some of these big boxers, no combat sport guys were making this kind of money or this kind of noise. Once in a while, a guy would come around like Floyd, like Manny Pacquiao, like, and all these people are coming around making noise and fight. But like boxing was kind of its own little. It was never mainstream. It was always kind of its
no
own sideshow that was popular for people who liked that. It was. But then
right.
he comes along, and now, I mean, fast forward. I mean, go back to when before he even won his first UFC fight. The UFC was starting to get some traction, but it was still on track to probably become its own little sideshow. And
It was traction, but listen, there was no stars in terms of marketability. That was the
no,
thing. So the
probably the most
UFC
marketable guy ever.
post Chuck Liddell and post Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar was their meal ticket before Conor,
Yeah.
and Ronda Rousey to an extent, she was too.
Mm-hmm.
But you had these, but they didn't last. Rousey obviously got knocked out. Lesnar
Holly Holm
got
sent her to the
sick and went
WWE.
back to yeah. Brock Lesnar didn't last.
No, not
The
at all.
stars, John Jones, Anderson Silva, George St. Pierre. The stars weren't the marketable, flashy athletes,
No,
And
no.
so it's like, okay, they had fans, but not like it's like, oh, Lesnar's done with the UFC. Liddell, he's
Eh,
washed, like he's out of it,
yeah,
and so you saw all that, and then you said, okay, in walks this guy who's got a loud mouth from another country, and all of a sudden he starts sparking people in the
captivating
first
everybody.
round and rises up to be not just single champ, double champ,
Yeah, that's crazy.
and backed it all up, and so combined the marketability and
With the
and
trash
just
talk, yeah.
superstardom of being a double champion. It was like the UFC had nothing
Nothing bigger will come.
nothing
Nothing
bigger
bigger
will
will be.
come.
No.
The closest comparison was Brock Lesnar and Ronda Rousey, and they were too short lived. It doesn't even compare. Um,
Even
but
even the people that came after that were some of the best combat sport fighters on the planet. They didn't have the personality. They didn't have the same thing that would
no,
captivate millions of people.
they all try to be me. They
Yeah,
talk like me. They
and
dress
now,
like me.
okay, and now, what do you see now? I think, okay, this is the crazy thing about Conor. After all of this shit, I feel like when I'm watching press conferences now, so many people that are coming up are like, that's the blueprint. Okay, I want to become Conor. I want to do what Conor did. I want to make
Probably.
noise and do all this and call this so everyone's watching. Like literally now everyone's like trying to replicate. No one ever will be able to, ever.
Yeah.
Even if someone goes in the UFC and goes 500-0, they will never be as captivating as Conor ever again. That's
The
just the fact.
closest comparison we have right now is Sugar Show.
Hmm.
And he's good. He's great.
Yeah, I
I,
agree.
I just hope he continues it. You know, but even he's the closest, but he still levels below what Connor was at
Yeah, I
his
agree.
peak. I mean,
Conor would have
most
absolutely
people
put him in
don't
the
know.
dirt.
Well, from a fighting standpoint, but also just like a fan or Connor press conference, like Sugar doesn't have a moment like, the who the fuck is that guy? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
Sugar doesn't have any moment like that. That's just like that just went mainstream.
yeah.
Um, and even like, the one you're talking about boxing, like the biggest fight of all time. I hate that you sneeze that way. Um, the Pacquiao Floyd fight,
Wait,
which was
what?
like
I
right,
sneezed
which
completely
was
normal. What the fuck?
no, it was a bad sneeze.
There was two
And
sneezes.
right as Conor was kind of rising in the UFC, they had the Pacquiao Mayweather fight, and biggest fight in history. But it's like people were fans of Pacquiao, but it's not like people who weren't boxing, I mean, there were non-boxing fans that watched that fight, but the invested fan base that would follow Conor. I mean, that was not there with Floyd or Pacquiao. Like he doesn't. Nick neither has that type of like fan
He had
base.
like what Justin
Um,
Bieber had for women fans when he was like a teenager. That was the equivalent of fans for Conor. Just absolutely
right.
all over the board, ready to die for him at this point. And this guy, not only did he attract the entire fan base of UFC, he attracted millions of people who didn't even like fighting. They didn't even like watching it, but they
Right.
learned to like it because of him.
Right, because there must be McGregor.
That's why I said, how much are you worth this company? $2.1 billion. That's fucking why, right there. He literally just took this company and skyrocketed it. And
4.2 billion.
was it 4.2? And then this guy literally single-handedly made it just this prestigious, insane, what it is now.
Yeah. So I really hope it's not done. I hope they can get something in the fall, but it just feels like,
I feel
man,
like his
he's
chance.
gonna.
He's just
I'm
getting.
pretty sure he's gonna be 35 or 36. I think in July.
I think this is. I think it's too. I personally, I would have loved to see it at 303 to really get a gauge on it. But now that we're waiting further, which is not what he fucking needs, for the fact of the matter that people are just getting absolutely tired of this up and down, and it's taking away the potency of the quote unquote comeback after the fucking third time. It just doesn't hit the same, and you're just setting yourself up if it goes sour to kind of leave a bad taste in the mouth for your legacy. That's what I think. It really
He's
is.
gonna be he's gonna be 36
Yeah.
next month.
It's leaving a bad taste in the mouth of his legacy. At this point, I'm not kidding you. There has to be talks of just pulling the plug. There has to be. Because I don't think
I could see him.
I don't think he's
saying,
he's
"I think
hungry
I'm
enough
just
to
done."
sit through this and then risk, by the way, having a catastrophe be the last thing on his career, leaving a bad taste and not shitting on the whole thing, but definitely leaving it on a bad note. I feel like you're risking a lot. I feel like he's risking a lot by doing it, because if it goes sour, then it doesn't look as great as it would have if you didn't lose it.
The thing that sucks about it, bro, is his age at this point. Like he
is,
still seems like a young, the guy he
but
was,
he's
but
getting
bro,
up there, dude.
36 in fighters. I think I'd love to see the record of fighters that are 35 years or older in the UFC.
It's not good.
What the combined record is. I bet you it's abysmal.
Yeah, it has to be.
Um,
And not because they're bad, or like it's like you still
I
have
mean
the
Chandler's
skills.
older than him. Yeah, and
Yeah,
Chandler's older than him.
you still
so
have
it's
the
not
skills,
really...
but it's like, dude, it's just not the same. You don't have the hunger. You don't have the same everything as what you know what I mean. It's just, and that's just realistic. Unfortunately, that's just how it goes. Especially in such a hardcore sport like fighting, where your body just goes downhill so much faster than other sports.
Yeah, I just want to absolutely scream.
God, why couldn't Conor be a golfer, dude? He would have been around forever.
Well, like Tiger. I mean, people waited for his comeback for years and years, and it was looking like, gosh, he's just so injured. He's never going to come back. And then finally, boom, he wins a Masters at 44,
Yeah.
or whatever he was. Oh, I just want to scream.
Yeah, it's not good.
But how about those NBA Finals, man?
I have nothing to say.
It is one of the worst finals in history.
It is. I stand by that text. It is the most boring finals I've ever watched. Now,
People complained about LeBron in the finals year after year. Bro, have those not been some of the most entertaining NBA finals we've ever had?
every single. Absolutely they have, dude. I was there watching the last game, and I think I was texting in the group. I said, "This is the most boring finals ever." I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, I can't even watch this anymore. This is terrible. I feel like I'm watching like a blowout at the YMCA. Like, this is fucking awful. And where's Luka's defense, by the way? Like, what the fuck are we doing?
He's such a slug out there.
Yeah.
Just lose 25 pounds, brother. Do anything. Whatever your diet is, cease immediately. And just go to get a chef, which I know he does already. And it's just, I mean, it's like the Joel Embiid stuff. I just have no respect for just Joel Embiid, all over the floor.
Running like a crab sideways, just shuffling down the court.
Acting like you're just broken glass, ready to be toppled over by just a little flick of a finger.
Yeah, the so-called best.
There's just no toughness.
I'm sorry.
I just don't get that from Luka.
I know
either.
that NBA, like, these guys are some of the best athletes in the world, but when I watch it, I'm like, how the fuck? Like, it
Doncic
looks...
isn't. I'll tell you that right now.
I'll tell you right now. I literally remember watching all the like a lot of the March Madness games and watching the game. Like I'm not saying it's just applicable to every scenario. I'm just saying, in what I've been watching in the finals, I literally feel like I could grab like 8 teams from March Madness and they could easily run it with these guys. Sometimes I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And maybe that has something to do with hunger, with wanting to be at the next level. So these guys in college, I think that's why people love watching college ball a lot more. It's because they have something to prove. They have something, and when you're at that level, that's when your effort is probably the highest, when you have dog shit. And so,
Right.
but it's so boring, dude. I will watch the next game only because of the fact, on the slim to none chance that a miracle occurs in which they start performing a reverse sweep, which probably will not happen. I mean, it's not LeBron on the other team, so I'm not saying it's going to happen, but that is the only reason I'm going to begin to watch the last game.
If they win the next one and make it 3-1, okay. If they go back to Boston and win game 5,
we have us a series.
To then force game 6 back in Dallas, then I will watch game 6 back in Dallas. Because
I hope it happens, because
all you got to do is then win. Then you got a game 7. Probably.
Because I'm telling you what, there is, and I'm not the only one. There is tons of people that I'm not even watching this shit. This is terrible.
The ratings are going to be horrible.
Yeah, the ratings are horrible. At this point, pull Caitlin Clark out there to get the numbers back up.
Good one, Lee.
I'm serious. Think I'm kidding?
Should get cooked, but
yeah, she would get cooked.
It's just there's something. Kyrie was disappointing the first 2 games.
Disappeared.
They needed him. Those were winnable games with Kyrie. Or at least the second one was winnable. They were both probably winnable at some point. The first one was close, I think, in the third quarter. But
something's not clicking.
Like Kyrie didn't show up, and then obviously Kyrie played well yesterday, but Luka fouling out. I mean, it's just stuff you can't do, bro. Like, I'm sure the rest played a role, yeah, but
I was gonna say granted on a couple of those, I don't know, but
you can't foul out as a superstar.
Absolutely not.
No. In a big time playoff game, you can't do it.
No.
Can't have it. And they went on like a 20-2 run, and Jason Kidd calls a timeout. He stopped their own run.
I know, I saw that. Yeah.
So, you know what? We've just got stuff going on with that team.
Yeah. And I pray to God that the next game is not if the next game is also like
I'm not watching.
If the next game is also like that, it will go down as the worst NBA finals in history. Or since the fucking 50s or some shit, if there was a blowout back then or something like that. Who the fuck knows? It's terrible. It's awful. I would rather watch fucking cricket than watch these last 3 games over.
Yeah. Maybe not cricket, but...
Yeah, I would, 100%.
I get what you're saying. I'm so ready for the NBA to end and just get on the summer.
Now, switching gears onto other business. Did you see Ian McKellen's statement regarding Lord of the Rings? Pretty inspiring stuff.
If he's alive, that doesn't necessarily make me feel that good.
I mean, I think it was more. Okay, he also said this will definitely be my last job if I end up doing this. I was inspired, made me excited. Okay. And I mean, if Aragorn's coming back, and like he also said, if the script is right,
Aragorn's not coming back. Bro, they're old now, though. How are you gonna make Aragorn?
That's what I'm saying. He said in this, if we were able to make the story work in a way that it works for me going there, I will 100% do it. And are you telling me they're not gonna find a way to do it?
I just know Viggo Mortensen's old as shit now.
Yeah, he is old as shit. What is he, like 70? 60? Oh, he's in maybe 60s. Right. Maybe 60s.
It's gonna be hard because I mean, as much as I loved Hayden Christensen coming back to Star Wars, they didn't de-age him, and I thought it looked weird. They de-aged him.
And he does not look bad for his age. He does not look bad for his age either.
No, he doesn't. But he still doesn't look like. But he doesn't look like he's 20 anymore either.
Yeah.
So
it's a tough one, but
thankfully they de-aged him in Ahsoka. But speaking of, on that note, if Kathleen Kennedy isn't shown the door here from her Star Wars tenure, Bob Iger doesn't care anymore if he doesn't can her.
They're not gonna.
The board doesn't. This latest show, I don't know if you've been reading about it,
No, I'm
Isaiah.
not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna. We shit on it
No,
last
you
week.
don't need to watch it. You don't need to watch it. You don't need to watch it. You need to read about it. Or read about a couple of the things that they're doing.
I don't want to, bro. It's a disgrace.
It is so laughably bad. It's like you went into freaking uh, USC and film 101 class and said, "Can someone write a little script for a Star Wars show?" But ruin everything that you've known about Star Wars.
Yeah. I'm done already.
I cannot believe that it got greenlit. I'm disappointed
It's
in
greed.
all
It's
parties
greed, is what it is,
involved.
dude. And propaganda.
People need to lose their jobs over this. They need to be held accountable. In my opinion, they've had one success. I'll give Force Awakens as a second success. I'll say the first Star
I can live
Wars
with
was a
that. I can live with
success.
that.
It made $2 billion. Honestly,
$2 billion.
my knee jerk reaction coming out of the theater was like, that was freaking awesome. You know,
I think that's
I
the only
loved
one they
episode
slide
7.
away with, in my opinion. But
It's the only one. That's the only one. Rogue One, too, was a success.
Rogue One was good. I liked it. I
Rogue
enjoyed
One
it.
was
I
good.
enjoyed it.
So and those are the first 2 projects. So it's like then you shit the bed the whole way else down the line.
Marvel 2.0.
So
And
Marvel's gonna try to bring back all the.
you know what I think? You know what I think they need? You need to get into the office come Monday, and you need to start assembling severance packages immediately. And you need to clean slate, clean house, get rid of all of them, and start
that
over.
Or the firing squad.
Start over. Start over. Yeah. Start over. Seriously, just get rid of them all. Start over. But they're not going to do that, and it's just crazy because it's a really crying shame. It's a crying shame because you have Marvel. It's a spit for spit rerun of these two that were just here, and it's ruining it. It's just ruining it.
I think Kevin Feige. I have a lot more faith in Kevin Feige than I do Kathleen at this point. I think Kevin Feige has enough of a pedigree to stand on in his history and like what he's done with Marvel. So I'm confident he will get it figured out. But I believe I believe Disney needs to make George Lucas an offer he cannot refuse. I get he's old. They need to make him an offer. Say, what do you want to come back? Not come back, but come back to Lucasfilm, I guess, in a sense. I know we bought it from you, but
yeah,
we're gonna you run it, total creative control.
That's the only thing
right now.
That's the only thing that's gonna save him.
And quick, while you're still alive.
Yeah,
fix it.
Yeah. How old is Lucas now? He's old, dude.
Old as dirt. He's old as dirt.
Yeah.
Look. But he still looks in pretty good shape.
He does. He doesn't look. He looks kind of like. He kind of looks the same, which is kind of weird.
He's 80. He's 80.
Oh God, man. I don't even know if he has it in him, dude. At this point, I feel like if they asked him a few years ago, maybe he'd say yes.
That should have been part of his. He probably was ready to like turn it over though, but
I think awesome so. But it should have been a clause. It should have been in it somewhere.
I think so. It should have been in the contract.
Yeah,
he's staying on as. But is he still making movies? That's the thing.
Probably not. I mean, maybe he's assisting.
Like Steven Spielberg's going to go on forever. But what's George Lucas done?
I mean, I'm sure he's assisted in things, but I don't think he's really done much as a head personnel of any film.
He's just, in my opinion, he's the one person. If he dies, I think Star Wars is gone forever.
I think they should bury it with him if he dies. Just call it.
I just cannot believe how stupid I find all this shit.
If you would have asked me like 10 years ago, if I would have seen this coming, I would have said, "What the fuck are you talking about? No way."
Yeah.
And it's crazy that we got here. It's crazy how we got here.
This latest show is just an abomination.
And honestly, I think it has a lot to blame with streaming nowadays, with how things go, with how things are watched now. I think that's all to blame. Not to mention, by the way, I mean we have Amazon saying that now they're going to roll out ads during movies and during movies. Now, and this is literally what they did. They just reinvented cable. They undercut them, got rid of it, so it's the mainstream thing, and then literally boxed it up in a recycled package, and gave it
Jack
back
the
to us.
prices.
Yeah, and that's
You
the
remember when
same
Michael Scott explained that to the guy at Chili's?
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly what over the Awesome Blossom. You
Yeah,
remember him?
yeah.
He explained it. He explained this operation
When he was trying to get the county contract.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
and
yes.
and
These
it's
big companies, they just
they're
they
having
come right
beers
in,
after. He's like, I grew up here. You know, I know how
undercut.
much it gas. He's like, I know what the county's up against.
I know the problems the county faces. He's all professional.
But no, literally,
Jan's just sitting there.
and she's like, dude, but
Yeah,
no,
googly
that's
eyes.
literally it. And I'm not kidding you. I think the demise of these franchises is streaming and the way things are
It's gonna
obsessively
go ballistic.
and
But I think we can get.
she's
there.
like,
yeah,
and then they're in the parking lot. He's like, nailed it.
yeah, nailed it.
Oh my god. And then they like make out in the parking lot. And he's like, where we going? Okay, we don't know. I'm going to the go-go. And he gets in her car.
But
Oh my
yes,
God.
I agree about the streaming. Streaming just turned everything because it came in about quantity over quality.
Yeah,
and
and because
never
they
the way
realize
films
it's like
used to
an
be.
ATM machine. You just keep coming out with shit. It keeps getting eaten and eaten and eaten. And you keep getting cash. So it really doesn't matter. You can still make something dog shit and still get a bunch of money out of it. And especially,
it's just
and then you have the mess of all these actors and producers that are on these hefty, humongous contracts. And so,
right.
and what they're running into, and a great example of this is Pedro Pascal in Last of Us. They have to halt, and which I don't know how the fuck these idiots don't have in a contract when you have a big show going on that, hey, this is what you're sticking to for this amount of time. Because The Last of Us is a great example of this, because Pedro Pascal got so big so fast. They had to halt their whole plans, change their whole dynamics, and put all the next seasons on hold because he's off doing 4 other movies and 4 other jobs in all these other continents. So
I know.
all of these things are all combining to just a clusterfuck of shit. And it's just because you never heard of anything like this 10 years ago. You never did. And because these
Right.
stars get so big, so fast, and so desired that they're just
We were talking about this on
Yeah,
a past
we were.
past podcast because usually you would have to choose between network
Yes.
television and movies.
Yes.
It's like that was part of Steve Carell's big exit from The Office.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, oh, he was going to do more movies.
And
He
he's
could
like, I
get
can't
into
go and
life
do that
get
and come back
smart.
and do this. You couldn't do it.
Right. And so now it's like the streaming, they wanted to make the names for themselves in these big projects. They want to attach big talent. So it's like, oh, we're getting, Pedro Pascal. Well, Pedro's got a big, film career too, and big other shows. He's a Mandalorian and this and that, and he's flavor of the month.
Yeah,
And
it's insane.
it's not the way. I mean, it used to be like we were saying. It used to be, you'd end the season in May, and the next season's airing in the fall. That's unheard of.
And then
Who does that?
now you have shows. The season ends and coming 2026. Are you fucking crazy?
Right. Stranger Things. When the heck are we getting Stranger Things?
Never.
And now they're older than me, probably.
Yeah,
by now.
exactly. And and they're becoming huge. And now that's why I'm so confused about the structure. And this has to do with streaming and social media. These stars need to be just everywhere all the time, and they're always desired, and they want to make a lot of money. And they're like, okay, well, I can't refuse this. And so you have this clusterfuck.
Their agents just going.
And Steve Carell, I mean, toward the end of his tenure at the office, definitely, he obviously, once he got done, said, you know what, I'm just going to fulfill my contract, which he did. But he had a contract in place. You have to do this before you go do something else. And then after it was done, he ended up doing 40-Year-Old Virgin. He ended up doing Anchorman. And so he had all these things that he wanted to do. And they talked about it in a podcast. It was like, yeah, he could have done other things or like lobbied to do other things, but he abided because he signed a contract. It's like, wait, what the fuck are the clauses in these things where these guys can just make these big shows and then be like, oh, by the way, well, looks like we're gonna have to wait for we're gonna have to wait for the next season. Maybe in a couple years we'll do that. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Euphoria is a good example with Sydney Sweeney, who's now blown up, and she was a side piece in that show.
Yeah, her next free calendar day is Christmas of 2028, probably. It's just like
When are Zendaya and her linking up and wrapping the bow up on that?
Yeah, and
show,
I remember because like when Jack's girlfriend, we used to watch that. It was, I remember at the end of it or whatever. I'm like, oh, is it like is the show done? She's like, oh no, it doesn't come out till like 2025. I'm like, what?
When they're 30?
Yeah. And it's like, and I know damn well it's not a Back to the Future situation where they had multiple. I know it's not a Back to the Future situation where they had it all filmed and they're just waiting. That's not what it is. And so I just think the world of
Definitely not.
acting and film is just a completely different animal with the exposure that these people get.
Yeah, it
So,
is.
which kind of sucks in my opinion because I feel like it takes away from the mystery. Like I think a good example of that would be in music. Like Kendrick Lamar is a great example of that because he's not a social media guy. You don't see him post a shit ton. Then all of a sudden with his Drake thing, everyone's consuming. It was like the most highest grossing, fastest grossing rap song of all time because this guy also doesn't just come and drop stuff all the time. You don't even see his face. You don't even see him at events. I liked the old school ways of doing Hollywood were cool, and the fact that there was some mystery involved, and it's just that's gone. So it
Yeah,
takes it away a lot of the cool shit about that.
I agree. It's different landscape. Black Ops 6,
Black
you
Ops
hyped?
Six, absolutely. Has there
Is
been
it going to deliver?
in Treyarch we trust? There's never
You didn't play
been.
Cold War. You didn't play Cold War.
It was
I
all
did.
right. It was all right.
Well, that's Treyarch.
What have you played this year? Yeah, touche, dumb fuck. You haven't played this Call of Duty.
No, I haven't played any of the Modern Warfare's
Yeah, so get a grip.
since
I've been
OG.
I grinded it. So yes, I will be there for
I'll
Black
get
Ops Six.
dog.
There's
I'll get
never.
Bop 6,
I've said the
and I'll be
same thing.
smoking your
Two,
ass in first 1v1 week. Yeah, you heard it. You heard it. Dog, I don't even see you on pub
bro,
anymore,
are
dog.
you crazy? You're crazy, dude. But all right,
Bro,
fine. That's fine.
brother,
That's fine. We'll make an episode
levels.
out of it.
Levels.
Yeah,
I will get it. I'll go
levels,
opening night, old school
levels,
style with you. Opening night.
levels.
And if
Absolutely,
you want to do a
Trist.
1v1 on Rust or anything you want to muster up, you
Oh
know
my
what?
god,
Pick
dude.
your weapon. I
No, pick
just,
your weapon. I'll use a pistol.
dog. Okay. Not even gonna make it entertaining.
It probably still won't be.
We're gonna run some zombies. I'm not no zone. No
Hey,
war zone.
hey, I don't really
No war
play that.
zone.
But I was gonna say,
Just
hey, shh. Did you actually play? I think we talked about this once before. The zombies of this one was a great switch. I actually really enjoyed it, to be honest.
of which one?
This year's Modern Warfare's.
I didn't play it.
I didn't play it.
I played zombies on Black Ops Cold War. No, it's
I know.
fun.
I'm saying this year's was actually really great. And by the
I
way,
didn't play it.
Black Ops is bringing back round-based zombies. And here's the thing. I said this
They got
last
away
year.
from that this year? They
Yeah,
got away from
yeah.
round
It's
base?
not.
What is it
It's
then if there's no
you
rounds?
literally drop into a map, and it's this huge map. It's hard to explain, dude. You have to just play it to understand it, but it's not really round based. I mean, there are technically rounds in terms of waves, but it's really not the same. But I've said this before. The last 2 years, I think before the announcement of the next COD, there was always talks of, hey, well, there might be a Black Ops 6 coming. Treyarch has leaked some things. Employees are working on it. Meanwhile, they've been working on Black Ops 6 for a long time. But every time there was rumor of it, everyone's like, oh, yeah, even if it is, I'm not getting it. And I've said it every time. I'm going to get it. There has not been one single bad Black Ops game ever, and there probably won't be. And there's a reason in Treyarch we trust. There is a reason for it, and I will stand by that.
Listen, brother, you need to get it for Xbox. Not PC.
Why do I want
Xbox.
to play it on fucking 30 frames, dude?
Well, you got to get a next gen at Xbox.
Or even 60. I could play on fucking. What do you mean? I could play on like 160 frames, 180 frames.
Says who?
Says me.
How? You think the game's running that fast?
I play on almost that now.
That's how good your monitor is?
Yes, 144
And your
technically.
PC?
144. 144 hertz. But here's the
All
thing:
right.
I could have upgraded and gotten better specs if I wanted to, but like that just was what felt comfortable to me. I might go up a little for the next year. I'm probably gonna go up a little more in hertz, but frames per second. I mean, when you go, it's night and day, and it's not like I'm playing mouse and keyboard. I'm playing on controller. I only play Call of Duty on controller. It's just a different feel, and it feels so much smoother. And there's no difference in between us playing together if I'm on PC or Xbox. I even can do
You still
party chat.
crossplay?
I can even all of them are.
Okay. All right.
And I could even Xbox party chat on my PC too.
All right. Well, as long as I'm talking to you.
You need that validation, that's for sure.
Yeah. There better be proximity. There better be proximity chat when I curb stomp you and beef stew you right in the middle of the crust.
I don't think you can.
So
I don't. The sad thing is, I don't think you can. But I offer. I welcome the attempt. Whoa!
nothing, nothing will beat, nothing will beat beef stewing you on Halo 3 Valhalla or whatever.
Valhalla.
Narrows,
You 1v1 in a
narrows,
Valhalla. You're
narrows.
stupid.
Valhalla with the banshee flying over. Spartan laser that thing out of the sky. I would
Oh
do it,
my god.
dude.
Yeah, you hopped in that thing. You're getting shot down, dude.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, it's getting late here. It's almost
Yeah,
midnight.
I got more
I
cleaning
gotta
to
hit
do.
the street.
So, all right, bro.
All right, man.
Later.
Bye.